Hi guys, it's Nana, Foxy Mama 365, back again with the Real Housewives of New Jersey. We're doing season 9, episode 11, and it's called Wine Country. So we see Jackie planning a wine tasting event, and she's taking the girls out to James in New York, St. James in New York, and she's gotten a big bus to take them in, and they're going house to house and picking up all the ladies, and they get to stop at Jackie's house first, and Jennifer says, "Oh, I need to take a pee before we go." And Jennifer's like, "Oh," and Jackie's like, "Sure, come in," And Jennifer's like, "What? I'm never gonna miss this opportunity to have a look at her house, only because she got shaded by Jackie a couple of episodes ago that her house, that she was giving her kids too much. So she goes there and she's like, "Ugh, the bathroom is so nasty," and she's kind of mean, just being dodgy. Anyway, so they get out of there and then they get into the bus. And then they're asking Dolores what is going on with her and Frankie. And she's meant to be dating a doctor, but Big Frank is in the house with her all the time. So everybody's like, what is going on? And it looks like they feel Frank is hindering Dolores from moving on or progressing in her relationship only because he's there. Well, we'll see what happens. Moving right along, Jen has gifts for all the ladies, and she gives them some really, except Marge. She gives everybody some really nice, cute little gifts that she got from Turkey for them, and she didn't give Marge any, and Marge is like, "Oh, you're gonna really do this?" And she's like, "Yeah, after all, you were talking about my family in Turkey and all of that and our tradition, so no." But then she gives Jackie a gift that is a knife. And Jackie's like, "This is a little weird. Why would you give me, it was a little cute knife, but it was kind of weird." And she's like, "Well, yeah, it's just because for people that are going to be backstabbing me with a knife, I might as well be." And so Jackie's like, "What?" And she throws the gift back at her. And she's like, "I don't want it." And she's like, "No, you need to have it because you're a backstabbing, person." So they go back and forth and it's kind of funny. Jackie stands by her, on her ground that, look, she didn't say anything to harm her, but it is what it is, and she kind of apologizes and let's just move forward, keep it pushing. So then they are at the wine tasting event and they're having little talk and all of that, and Teresa starts talking about her daughter doing hip-hop music, and I kind of support it, even though most people will say, "Oh, that's kind of strange or out of the. But I think if she doesn't do it now, when is she going to do it? When she's what, 70? When she's 80? No, she's a young girl. Let her live her life and enjoy. So her mom is encouraging her, being that she feels she misses her dad, who's still in jail, the most. So this is kind of her way of expressing herself. She also plays some of the music for the girls, and they're like, "Oh, good job, well done," and all of that. And then Marge talks about her mom, and she's like, "Oh, she remembers when her mom had an affair," and then from nowhere, Jennifer's like, "Oh, I can actually look at the pattern. It's a pattern." And she's like, "What pattern are you seeing?" And Jennifer's like, "Well, your mom cheated on her husband. You cheated on your husband." And Marge is very upset. I'm like, "Oh, why would you say that?" And they're going back and forth. And Teresa is like, "Well, you talked about my religion, my tradition, and you didn't understand my brother. You don't know us." And she's like, "But you don't know me either." And I'm like, "Well, I'm just telling you what I feel." And then Marge now goes off to say, "Well, that is why your husband lives in the pool house." It's just so not worth it. So anyway, they go back and forth. Eventually, Jackie saves the day and is like, "Ladies, enough, Thank you, Jackie, for saving the day, And Jen still says, "Well, my marriage will last longer than yours either way." So anyways, we see Teresa talking to Danielle, and Danielle, as usual, being the bitch that she is, says to Teresa, "Oh, you need to watch out for Marge. That Margaret has been talking stuff about you and saying to me that I can't trust you, and also that Melissa too, I can't trust Melissa." And Teresa is like, "What? Where did that come from? How?" So of course my head is thinking, and I'm like, because I remember last season, Dolores had the same issue with Danielle. Danielle was telling Teresa the same thing, and for some reason Teresa always believes Danielle. Why? I don't know. Like they say, maybe she's trying to make up. I don't know. But Danielle has a history of not being honest and not being straightforward. So why do you keep believing? And Dolores had warned Margaret and said, "Hey, told you this is how she is. Guys, be careful. So anyways, we'll see what happens. We also see Dolores and Jen also walking, and they're talking it through and saying what happened at the launch, and it was so much, and anyway, they keep it pushing. Then we get on to Melania's rehearsal. She's using Nick the Greek. Apparently that is her manager, or her, not manager, the person that's taking her, getting her ready for the whole session, and she's excited and she's rehearsing. Her mom and her aunt are there. Teresa and Melania are there. And it's like, oh, no, not Melania, Melissa are there to kind of watch her, and they're like, no, go like this, move like this, you know, shake like that. And she's like, oh, you guys are giving me a hard time. Get out, get out. And so they leave. And it's kind of good, you know. So she gets a text from her dad just before she goes into the show, and she's kind of sad and upset, but she's got it together. So Teresa has called ladies. So the show is actually a really good show. I mean, don't expect Rihanna to perform. It's not Rihanna. Then of course we see Fetty Wap come in for 10 seconds, might I say, to kind of congratulate and say hello to her, and she's so excited. Apparently she likes him a lot. But anyway, it is what it is. Now at the end of the show, excuse me, Melissa is talking. We see the ladies are all gathered together, and Melissa is saying, hey, I have to bring this up because Teresa told me that, Danielle, you said that Marge said we can't be trusted. Why did she really say that to you? Marge, did you say that? And Marge is like, what? Danielle, I told you that. I never said anything like that to you. And Danielle is like, well, you asked me, I asked you who I can trust in the group. And you said nobody, don't trust anybody. Since you can't trust anybody, then don't trust anyone. And Marge is like, yes, but I said everybody. If you don't feel you can trust anyone, then don't trust anyone at all. I did not single anybody out. I did not single Teresa out. And so they're going back and forth. And of course, you see Danielle, as usual, trying to say, well, no. So Danielle has a history of not telling the full truth. And that kind of gets the women to bump heads. And then, of course, you see the men, the two Joes, and Danielle's husband, and Marge's husband. I think he's also a Joe, if my memory, yeah. So Joe Gorga is saying, uh-oh, I think the women are fighting. What's going on? And then the men start going back. No, they don't go back and forth, actually. It's Danielle's husband that is actually being crazy. Because he's telling the other man that, oh, I know why the women are upset. Why your wife Marge is upset with Danielle. It's because if Marge and Danielle walk into a room, nobody's even going to look at Marge, and Danielle is going to steal the show. And of course, immediately Marge's husband Joe is like, what? What are you saying? And they're almost about to like trade punches. Luckily, Joe Gorga is like, no, it's not worth it. No, don't do that. So they were able to get away from each other. So unnecessary. I hate to see the men get into the women's situation. I always think the men should just let the women resolve it and just be bigger people and just be like, look, it's women, because eventually the women will sort it out and you'll be out left to hang and dry, you know. So just stay out of it. So of course Dolores walks up and is like, what is going on? What is going on? So they catch her up, and Dolores is like, I told you all, Danielle is like this. She will throw anybody under the bus once she feels, oh, you know, she can get away with it, or, you know, she's trying to cross people. So pretty much that's where the episode ends, you know. I see a pattern, and I do not trust Danielle. Anyways, that marriage I think they got married in June or July, was a summer wedding, and by September, August, the marriage was over. So you go figure. So even the man that was about to fight another man for his wife, that relationship is over and done with. So Dolores was pretty much right. Well, thanks for watching. We're going to be doing episode 12 in the next couple of hours. Oh, tune into for Celebrity Big Brother. Guess who was evicted? Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe. Thank you. Have fun.